This is a video about Hekate, the great triple goddess, who is both benevolent and generous and ruthless and malefic when it's necessary. And when I work with her sometimes, and it's often in the case when there are restless spirits that don't have a place to go and they are completely lost, and these are words I use in calling upon her. She's the keeper of the keys, she's the goddess of the crossroads, she's the night wanderer, she's guardian of the boundaries between the dead and the living. She's collector of the wandering spirits, goddess of the underworld, with torches in hand. She can rein in the lost spirits and bring them to her realms. And Hekate has the keys to Hades, and she can let her dogs find the lost ones and take them where they belong. And there are other words and names connected to her as well, as Cerberus, the hound guarding the gates of Hades. And then this was in my friend's notes. She's also known by these names, or there was something in her book, so I just leave them here. My pronunciation is off here. Catatonia, Enodia, Cleidochus, Phosphoros, Trioditis, Propylaia, Atropaia, Propulus, and Solera. And I think they come from one of the books or in the Greek magical papyri. I have that book, but I haven't read it in a long while. And I had a wand for her, and it was of juniper, and it was a juniper that grew half of it was getting sunlight and the other half was under a bridge. So it was a perfect wand. It was light and dark at the same time. And that was about it. And I collect juniper to her that I just burn on charcoal. And then here is when I had to call in a spirit that is wandering around. That is to bring them to the graveyard and to rest. So that is graveyard dirt, and then I put in black salt, and then I bury them in the graveyard, and Hekate takes them from there. But this is black salt, and that is from scrapes from an iron skillet or cauldron. And then I usually use juniper and bay leaves, and if I have access to cypress. And she also has these poisonous plants that is associated with her, but I haven't found any need to get caught in the customs for that. But the black salt works really wonderfully if you have somebody has a haunting or something and you just put it out there. And then I just wanted to show you, this is actually my mother's. And it's a spirit bottle where she collected spirits and carried them around. So it has a small little hole there and so on. And then I have this working with Hekate when my mother died and I was so filled with anger. So I tied all my anger into this knot and this skull. And there was so much anger in me, so I still haven't found a way to get rid of these. Since there's so much construction going on, so there is nowhere, a place where I can dig them down into earth and leave them to rest, so nobody gets affected by all the anger I had in that point. So that was it, and she's very good at anything like that when there is injustice and balance, and she's the keeper of the keys. And she's dark, but she's also light, and she can be scary, and I feel it like it is if she suddenly appears, it's just like a cold feeling in my stomach, and like I fall through the floor, if that makes any sense. And when she appears, I usually know that there is some spirit that has to be taken to rest. And when I honor her, I walk through, we have this huge graveyard, and I've tried to walk into the center of the graveyard. There are so many crossroads there, and it's huge. It's kilometers to every direction. So I usually light a candle and black opium incense stick to her in the middle of the graveyard at the crossroads as a thank you that she helps the spirits over. And then I want to give a shout out for the man who inspired me for this, my YouTube channel, Sarot the Mage Experiment. He's an honest occult practitioner, and he's honest about his life. And I've spoken to him many times, and we both have lost everything after entering into the occult worlds. And it's the honesty about what happens in the occult. It isn't that woo-woo thing of the new age, you're sending light, since whether you are dark or light, you sometimes meet spirits and you get these stops when you lose everything, and then you process on a higher level, but it still is a difficult part. And he interviews a lot of famous authors on his channel who writes occult topics, anything from witchcraft and magic, more on the darker side. And I see him as a very close friend since he is honest and truthful, and I love that. That is the best quality in a person, when they speak the truth. And that means that they have backbone and they are who they are. And if you want to learn from a practitioner who really lives the magic and does the magic, that is the right guy for you. So a shout out to Sarot the Mage Experiment. I love you, guy, and I hope your channel grows and expands, and I might do some magic here so to help your channel. So be inspired and have a magical, magical day. Bye for now.